Good evening, my fellow teaching candidates and teachers. And this is a top 10, a film production by Kevin L. Johnson. 10. The Power Struggle. Now, as we are getting closer to becoming teachers, it's important to know that you shouldn't have a power struggle. This is not a win-lose situation, but it should be a win-win situation. A situation in which you and the student both grow, both know how to compromise, find ways to help the student, not hinder the student because you want all the power. 9. Well, skills. Study skills. Skills to help the students in life. This is my number 9 because of the story Wilma Jean and the Worry Machine. I didn't realize that with a book like this, I could help my students learn how to be better citizens, learn how to be better people, learn how to deal with problems. And this is a good machine, a good tool to use to help our students. 8. The first day of school. I mean, as it says right there, we need to keep calm. I mean, the first day of school is important. I mean, it's how we know how to have our it's when we know that we have our classroom fully set up. It's when we meet our students. It's when we start projecting ourselves out to the students, where we set ourselves up not just for the first day of school, but for the whole year. You go in there with a smile. You greet every student. You show them the positive energy that you want them to show you. 7. Well, order over chaos. Our students want predictable. They want order. They want it more than we do. I mean, a chaotic classroom is not good for you and it's not good for the students because the students need predictability because they need to feel safe. They need to feel like the classroom is their second home or their security blanket. 6. Classroom management. In the book, The First Day of School, it says that classroom management is number 1 on a hierarchy because your classroom management helps you set up everything else that you need. If you have classroom management, that means you have your classroom in order, you have rules, regulations, routines, you have transitions for everything. You have a place for stuff. You know how to approach the students. You know how to arrange the students. Why I like this one the best, or why I like this one as one of my top 10, it's because I believe it. I truly believe that classroom management needs to be one of our first priorities as we go into teaching. 5. Champs. When I started my field experience was during this class. And as I was going into different classrooms, as I was observing different teachers, a lot of them used this or had this up on their walls. They know what it takes to make a good relationship between their students. They know the best way to teach the students and have the students respect them and learn how to respect others. I love champs. Champs is something that I am going to try to incorporate with my classes when I start teaching. 4. I loved our check-in and check-out during class. I mean, it's a good way for the teacher to see how the students are doing, so the students can see how each other are doing, so the students can continue to encourage each other. And then the checkout, I mean, to me, I just feel like it reassures the teacher that I taught something today, or it helps the teacher know where the students are at the end of the day, so the teacher can know how to evolve their next lesson for the following day. I mean, it's important. It's important to know where you are, I mean, it's important to know where your students stand and where they see each other standing. Be a support system. 3. Discipline. Discipline for me is tricky because you don't want to always discipline your students to the point to where they don't want to be in your classroom. Or you don't want them to be completely fearful to where they're afraid to do or say anything. Finding that right balance in knowing the discipline, knowing how, or knowing what affects discipline from things in the outside world like media, family, to things in the classroom, like the procedures that they should follow, and if they don't follow, what are the consequences? I mean, it's a balance. It's truly a balance to find the right discipline because every student is different. So it's important to have a rules of set rules that students should follow, and then be able to cater to the ones that aren't always a troublemaker, or that they are your troublemaker, but you need to find a different way to break them of it. That's a horrible word, but help them find the right way to be in society. 2. Effective teacher. An effective teacher is someone who can word statements, conversations that work in a positive manner, that work in a manner that the student have choices, not where the student feels bumped down or they feel like that they have to go back to that power struggle with you. I mean, just like the hand shows, I mean, we need to be adaptable. We need to be humorous. We need to show passion. We need to be able to motivate. Set high expectations for our students, because if you set them high, it gives the students something to reach for. If you go in there with low expectations for your students, you're gonna get low expectations. It's important to be creative and knowledgeable and just loving, which brings me to number 1. Love. Heart. We manage our classrooms with heart. We manage ourselves with heart. We manage our students with love. I mean, that's pretty much what this all goes down to. It's having the love and passion for what we do, a love and passion for our students. I mean, if you can't love your students, how do you expect to teach your students? Because teaching is not just reciting words on a board, it's not memorization all the time. It's knowing that the teacher is there for the student, building that relationship. Building that relationship not just with our students, but with our coworkers, with the administration. I mean, all this, it takes heart, it takes love, it takes compassion. I mean, it goes back to the seven habits of effective leadership. And the number four is win-win situations. And the love goes back to the power struggle, to the classroom management, to the social skills, to everything. Love is important. Having heart for our students is important. Putting that love that we went into this with into our classrooms, into our careers, will not only make us effective teachers, but will make us lifelong teachers, which is the goal. To be constantly evolving, to be constantly there for our students. These are my top 10 takeaways that I got from this class. I hope you enjoyed them. And I just want to add on my classroom management plan. One of the things that I really enjoyed about it was the barriers. Knowing of the different barriers that you have to use with your students in and out the classroom. From the noises outside during construction to how the building is laid out, to what's going on with them personally, how their friends are treating them, bullying, all of that. But thank you again. I pray that all of y'all have a wonderful and successful school year, or you have a successful find in a job if you're now looking. I just want to tell you, do not give up. If one doesn't go through, just keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. Because as I've got to know y'all, I really believe that all of y'all will be effective teachers one day. Thank you, and good evening.